there's one thing I didn't love from Poch in this game was they ran a trick play on a set piece. I think it was in the second half where, you know what I'm talking about, Foss.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They ran a trick play, which I really liked. And I'm wondering, why did we feel the need to show that set piece in a friendly where, I mean, what you want to do usually is everyone's working on these little trick plays in practice. Yeah. And what you're hoping to do is use a couple of these, deploy them in a high stakes situation, in a knockout game, in a 0-0 thriller where you need a quick goal. And so I didn't love the decision by Poch to pull out what was a very good trick play. And I mean, Jake, just to put this in NFL terms, like Andy Reid,
you don't use your 2-point conversion in a preseason
in week
game.
one. Yeah. Not even in week one. Like, there are some trick plays that Andy Reid will hold on to literally the Super Bowl. And so I didn't love Poch throwing that trick play in there. I kind of felt like it was him saying, like, guys, I got some tricks up my sleeve. Like,
that's where my head went to, is like, hey, we can come to play in this World Cup this year.
It is a little.
I watched it and I was like, that would make no sense to use. Literally none. I think it must have been just improvised. I think they did it on the fly, because otherwise it makes no sense. Saying, hey, we've got trick plays, watch out, doesn't make sense for someone who is going to do a trick play. You know, I think it must have been improvised, because otherwise it is stupid.
You think? Whoa! So you're saying that play was improvised?
I think it was improvised.
Oh God! I mean, if it's improvised, credit to those three guys. I think it was
DDB, tell me, like, what is the point?
That's my point. Like, okay, sorry.
That's my point.
Yeah. Let me hot take your hot take. My point is that it seemed to me to be a scripted play, and the only justification I can come up with is that Poch is feeling the pressure of, like, even though it's just a friendly, he wants the world to see, and I think he wanted to win that game, actually. I'll say this. I think that Germany would have been fine losing that game. Like, I don't think they really cared. I mean, they obviously care. I think the U.S. wanted to win that game badly. And I think that trick play is a sign that Poch was like, let's go for it here.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, and you could totally be right. I have no idea. I guess in a way I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, I mean, if he used a trick play in a friendly match against Germany, that would be really, really pointless.
It would almost be as stupid as leaving out Diego Luna and emailing him instead of calling.
Almost for me, not quite, but almost. I agree.
If you're a U.S. fan, is there anything that keeps you up at night about last night's game? Anything that concerns you watching yesterday?
I don't think there's anything about last night's game that in particular that concerns me. I think if there was something, it would be the goalkeeper position, because to me, against Senegal, we have a Turner and Turner split time, right? And there are only two real options for the starting keeper, and that's Matt Freese and Matt Turner. And Matt Turner only gets 45 minutes, and Matt Freese gets the entire game against Germany. And to me, I would think, okay, you're going to start the guy who's going to play in the tournament, in the closest game to the tournament. That makes sense, especially when it's a goalkeeper. I'm a little worried about Matt Freese's ability. And when I say ability, maybe I shouldn't say ability. Maybe I should say his ability to rise to the occasion, because Matt Turner had a fantastic 2022 World Cup. He was really good. One of the best keepers in the tournament. And obviously he's fallen off form, but Matt Freese is a younger guy with less experience. And I don't know. I think for me, if it was my team, I'm starting Matt Turner. I think Matt Turner ability-wise, he's right there with Freeze, and then he's got more experience, and we know that he can handle the moment. And I think if you watch the Germany game, Matt Freeze was the biggest question mark. And
Would you bench him?
I would play Matt Turner over Matt Freeze,
You'd play
yes.
Matt Turner.
Yeah.
Wow. Bold. Very bold. Especially, I mean, you know, like maybe this is a just another thing to put in perspective for casual sports fans, but at least in soccer, changing your goalie is maybe the one position where you want a lot of consistency. Like, I don't know if you'd agree with that, but like, it's very easy to swap out your striker, throw in like a
Sure.
right back, left back, whatever. But goalkeeper, because of the communication piece and the confidence piece, like it's tough to swap keepers out.
No, absolutely. And I think to build on that, yes, you're totally right. But we're going to see, I mean, hopefully, God willing, we will get to see Chris Richards start against Paraguay. And we haven't seen him yet. He's rehabbing an ankle. Poch took him to be a part of the squad, so you'd think you're not going to take a guy who can't play. So I think Richards will be healthy, and if he is healthy, he is absolutely a starter and will start alongside Tim Ream.
Right.
And yeah, it is, if you want to, like, goalkeeper, yes, that is probably the position that you would change the least. But your center back duo with your keepers, that's a super important partnership to develop and a relationship to cultivate. And that, well, I mean, it won't happen. It hasn't happened yet. And our next game is a World Cup game. So maybe it'll happen during the tournament. Maybe it'll be more consistent during the tournament. But the back line is going to change because Chris Richards is better than Miles Robinson. He is better than Mark McKenzie. And he is going to be the starting center back with Tim Ream if he's healthy.
Yeah. I will say on Ream, I'm glad you're bringing up Ream because one of my observations from yesterday is that Ream looks a little slow.
Oh,
he looked a little slow. There was a play, it might have been on the second goal where I think Musiala had a one-touch through ball to maybe it was Wirtz, and Ream was covering Wirtz, and if he was a little bit quicker, I think he prevents Wirtz from laying the ball off to Sane. And so I think Betts I know is not a big Tim Ream guy. I would be curious to hear his reaction to that, but he looked a little slow to me.
Yeah, it's so tricky, right? Because you look at the 22 World Cup, and I think everybody came out of the World Cup being like, dang, Tim Ream is sick. I'm so glad we had Tim Ream because he was playing for Fulham and he was doing so well for Fulham. Now, I mean, the guy is 40. Like he is quite old for a soccer player, and he's playing in MLS, and obviously that level is a little lower. His distribution is still pretty solid, but you're exactly right, Daniel. Like he is slow, and there's really no way to sugarcoat it, and it doesn't take a master of mind of soccer to like just look at it and with the naked eye be like, that guy looks like he's 40. And that's a bummer because he is so good, and I don't want to disrespect Tim Ream because I think he's such a good player. But even the disallowed goal, you see that, and like that and Tim Ream was, I mean, he was basically just caught standing still. And
he was in no man's land. He was trying to cover the near post, and but he did neither.
He didn't pick up the runner, and they scored from like 7 yards out. I think here's the thing: Tim Ream's gonna play. He was named captain. He started both games leading up. He's gonna play, and I think the U.S. has got to sort that out. And I think Poch is kind of thinking, I want him to distribute. I want his passing ability, and because of that, he's going to be in the squad.